Dear young person, your life is not messed up. It's social media. Recently, I was scrolling on social media and I realized that I had healed from a certain level of discontent and dissatisfaction I used to feel some, I think, months or even a year back. I remember that there was this person that I was following, and the person inspired me a lot. I loved their content. I loved how they were loudly living their life, living for Jesus, living for their dreams. They were traveling, going places, and it was inspiring at first. Yeah, I was loving it. I was like, oh yeah, go this person. Wow, good job. I was inspired by this person. But then it slowly started to seep into me feeling like, what am I even doing with my life? It started unknowingly, yeah. I'll just be scrolling through the person. When I see this person's post, I'm like, yay. And then I find myself saying, Fadekemi, what are you even doing with your life? Look at this person. You're older than this person. You are even married. This person is not married yet. Like, my life was seemingly going better than this person to someone else. But to me, I looked at it like, no, no, no. My life is not going well. I'm supposed to be bigger than this. I'm supposed to be more global than this. I'm supposed to be in UN. I'm supposed to be in UNESCO. I'm supposed to be, speaking on in platforms. I'm supposed to be invited to places. Why is my life stagnant? Yes, yes, I had that thought. I had those thoughts. Like, my followers are not increasing. I keep creating content. What's going on? I started to think like that because I was consuming a certain kind of content. And it wasn't even envy or jealousy. It wasn't that anytime I saw the person's post, I'll be like, oh, this person is doing too much. Are you the only one safe? No, I wasn't thinking like that. It was just me. I was thinking about myself, like, am I living up to the expectation of God? It started to make me overthink myself, like, oh my God, people are doing big things for God. You know, this big things thing that we like to, over talk about. We talk about it a lot. Oh, everybody's doing big things for God, big things for God. And then I found myself at a place of discontent. Yeah, I was discontented. I was dissatisfied. Every time I come online and I see that post, or I see another person doing well, and I didn't know when it happened, but it happened. And it took the Holy Spirit jerking me back into reality. Like, what is wrong with you? So, dear young person, it's not you. It's the content you're taking in. It's not you. It's social media. Your life is not messed up. Your life is not backward. Your life is not the worst. Your life is not useless. It is social media. It's social media that is making you feel like that. It is social media that is making you feel like nothing is working in your life. It is social media that is making you feel less of yourself. I promise you, if you go off social media for like 2 months and you live in the present, you live amongst everyday people, you go to work, you come back, you do everything you used to do, you're fervent, I promise you, you realize that your life is going good. And this is not a mediocre thinking thing. It's not like I'm saying, oh, start feeling mediocre, start acting mediocre, don't do big things for God. I'm speaking, this video is not for like everybody, yeah, even though everybody can learn from it. It's for people who know that they're living right at the midst of what God has asked them to do. Yes, be inspired by people. Yes, be inspired by posts and things that you see online. Be inspired by coaching, by coaches, mentors. Be inspired. I pay for coaching, yeah. Be inspired, but take it easy. I'm passionate about young people. I've realized that I'm actually passionate about young. I didn't get it before, but as God refines my purpose, I get it every day. Like, just propelling me in the direction that He wants me to go. I realize how really passionate I am about young people. How I am desperate to see young people have sense. How I'm desperate to see young people do what God has called them to do. How I'm desperate to see, young people take their generation for God, take their generation and do great things. How I'm passionate about, young people having full knowledge of what their identity in Christ is. And I'm realizing that a lot of young people have this identity crisis where they just keep getting pressured. They're not pressured because, yes, sometimes you need a good kind of pressure. You need someone to shift you off your comfort zone. They're pressured because they keep consuming the social media content that keeps making them feel unworthy. And I've been there, so I can tell you. And it wasn't like it didn't start as a very terrible thing, like a bad thing, like, oh, until now I'm still following that person. I'm still, in contact with that person. In some situation, I've seen myself in a situation where I unfollowed the person. Yeah, there are some situations that you can find yourself really feeling toxic and really feeling some type of way. Yes, unfollow that person. But if it's just that, the person is just living their life, and you know that you're not jealous, you're not envious of the person. It's not a case of, oh, this person is doing too much. No. You are the one that's just feeling discontented. You need to plug off social media and live real world. As I'm filming this video, I'm actually in Ekiti State, in a village in Ekiti State, not the capital, or a village in Ekiti State. And I'm realizing how very privileged we are. Now, normally, if I'm speaking of myself, I don't call myself privileged because I'm like, privileged, okay? Am I Dangote's daughter? Like, I don't see myself as privileged. But when you get into some kinds of settings, you realize that you are privileged. You are in a church and you're saying, oh, the AC is not working at that church safe. But people are in churches where they have to pack water when it rains. Do you realize that? And there are young people there. So I think that there's a level of thanksgiving that your heart has to have for you to enjoy life. You have to fight for it. So dear young person, fight for your joy. Don't let social media sip off all the joy of you. Some people can't enjoy any win anymore because social media is making them feel like their win is nothing. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate your achievements. You finish with a 2-1. Celebrate it. You achieved something. Celebrate it. Stop letting social media put pressure on you. I remember I was speaking at a teenagers, gathering recently. It was a teenagers service and they had brought out this panel session and they asked me, how can teenagers survive peer pressure? And I don't think it's only for teenagers, both teenagers, young adults. I feel like teenagers are the ones that, are thrown into this adulthood without, preparation. Like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, yeah? How can we survive peer pressure? The thing is, peer pressure never really goes away. If you're young, there's peer pressure. If you're old, there's peer pressure. Peer pressure, left, right, center. I think the first solution, really, I think how I've been able to survive peer pressure is understanding who you are and forgetting about likability. When I say forget about likability, I don't mean be a useless person, be annoying, be silly, be annoying, just act your life. Say, oh, I don't care if you like me, like me. If you don't like me, that's your business. No, I am saying that forget about likability in the sense of stop trying to please everybody. Stop trying to look good before people. Do what is true to you. Do what is true to yourself and to God. Do what is true to God, because you're a believer, right? I can't just say do what is true to yourself, because some people now say my truth is that I identify as a cat or identify as a man. No, that's not the truth we're talking about here. I'm saying when it comes to certain things, for example, someone says, oh, are you not going to go to the club? Say, no, I don't want to go to the club. What do you guys do in the club? Be able to stand for yourself. Be able to stand. Because that's actually how you're going to change your generation. By standing with your own truth and saying, no, this is who I am. This is what I'm standing for. This is my identity. Be known for something, dear young person. Be known for something. Be known for who you are, and you will survive peer pressure. Because when people come and say, oh, yeah, there's this phone that they are buying now, you're like, I'm going to buy it when I make money. You see, the thing is, when we were younger, there was BlackBerry. BlackBerry was trending. Everybody, like, people did crazy things for BlackBerry. But it's just trend. Because I'm telling you that now there's no BlackBerry anymore. It's iPhone now. Oh, iPhone this, iPhone that. When you grow older, you will afford it and you will buy as much as you want. Same thing with, there are even young adults that it's not even iPhone issue, it's not phone issue, it's not all these trends, they come and go. Yeah, some adults, people that are already like married, their friends will tell them, oh, let's go and drink. They don't want to do it, but they don't want to say no. So that's why I'm even saying, as a teenager, as a young person, fix those things now when you're younger. Fix those things that you can fix as a young person when it comes to your identity, so that when you get older, you can stand and say, no, I don't want to do it. They're sharing alcohol. You don't like alcohol, but you don't want to sound like, oh, you're being holier than thou. Why don't you want to sound like you're being holier than thou? Ask yourself that question. Why don't I want them to perceive me as holier than thou? Why don't I want them to perceive me as pastor, as man of God, as child of God? It's because there's an identity crisis. Same thing with people who, flaunt their breasts on social media, flaunt parts of their body, show their bodies that they are not supposed to show. And a grown woman, especially, not even young person now, grown woman shaking body, shaking. I'm like, what is going on? Or like, what in the identity crisis is going on? And some people are going to be like, is that a big deal? I'm just shaking. No, it is a big deal, I promise you. So, dear young person, please fix yourself while you're still young. Fix your heart, fix your character, fix your conscience, fix your outlook, fix your identity. Be rooted, and you won't be carried away easily by things that is going on, because this generation, a lot is going on, and God is looking for people who are going to stand for him, who are going to stand and say, I am on the Lord's side, I'm in the Lord's army. So please learn contentment, fight for contentment, and don't let your joy be stolen from you. Because the thing about lack of contentment and dissatisfaction is that your joy will be stolen from you, and you won't find satisfaction in anything you're doing. And before you know, you will just find yourself, doing things you're not supposed to do. I find a lot of young people will be like, oh, this young person is making $10,000, $5,000 on the internet. Trust me, your time will come. I'm not saying be mediocre. As I said, this video is for people who are doing what God has asked them to do. But all of us have to learn contentment. Even Paul said it. He had to learn contentment. Don't let greed push you. Don't, in the name of, oh, I'm ambitious, I love to do what I want to do, I'm audacious. Audacity is not doing things with greed. It's not doing things because everybody else is doing it. Audacity is doing what you have been sent to do and doing it well. So it's not just about doing. Don't just be doing. So that people can say you are doing. No. Rest and be. And you just, in your being, the doing will come naturally. So I don't know which young person needed to watch this video, but please, if you're a young person, please share it to other young people and tell them, dear young person, it's not you, it's social media. Don't let social media steal your joy. Don't let peer pressure steal your joy. Don't let peer pressure lead you into dissatisfaction, lack of contentment. Enjoy your process. Enjoy where you're going. Stop looking for quick fix, quick riches, it is these things that have led to, greed, Yahoo, fraud, all these things that people are doing now. It is this greed, and it is this lack of contentment as a teenager, as a young person, that spirals into an adult that will do anything for money. Don't be that person. So share this with any young person you know and tell them, dear young person, it's not you, it's social media. If this blessed you, please remember to subscribe. Also remember to like. Yes, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in my next video.